Okay, we're ready when you are.
Okay. So I will call this meeting of the Thorold Road Safety Committee to order at 4:05 p.m. on 18th February 2026. I will now read the land acknowledgement. The city of Thorold is situated on treaty land. This land is steeped in the rich history of the First Nations, such as the Wendanuk, the Haudenosaunee, and the Anishinaabe, including the Mississaugas of the First Credit First Nation. There are many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people from across Turtle Island that live and work in Niagara today. The city of Thorold stands with all the indigenous people, past and present, in promoting the wise stewardship of the land on which we live. Are there any declarations of interest? No?
None.
No. Okay. Now for the adoption of agenda, can I get a mover and a seconder to adopt the agenda? Councillor Dheeraj and Donna and Councillor Rose. So the agenda is passed. And
we just need to vote on it now, Vikram.
Yeah, okay. So all those in favor? Thank you. So the agenda is passed. We're moving on to serial number 5, adoption of the minutes. 5.1, Road Safety Committee 4/2025. Can I get a mover and a seconder to adopt the meetings for this particular minutes for the agenda? I call all those in favor.
We just need a mover and a seconder first.
Yeah.
Vikram.
A mover for this agenda, and then I need a seconder as well. Yeah, Donna, Sean, thank you. So the agenda is passed. Presentation. Item number 6.1, request for safety assessment on Uppers Lane Barker Parkway. I would like to, is Adrian here?
A presenter is not here. I followed up with him recently. He said he was going to be coming and he isn't here yet. So I recommend we skip this, and if he shows up later, we can circle back to it.
Okay, then we can go on to, yeah. 1 second. Yeah, sure.
Can't hear you, Vikram.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Okay. So we can go on to the correspondence, which is section 7. 7.1 PWCS 38/2025 Community Safety Zone Policy. At the meeting on November 18, 2025, the Council passed report PWCS 38/2025 regarding the Community Safety Zone Policy. 7.2 PWCS 59/2025 Traffic calming on Cotmere Road between Turner Road and Port Robinson Road. At the meeting on November 18th, 2025, Council passed report PWCS 59/2025 regarding traffic calming, Cotmere Road between Turner Road and Port Robinson Road. 7.3 CLK 15/2025 Council Committees and Board Policies. At the meeting on November 18th, 2025, Council passed report CLK 15/2025 regarding the Council Committees and Board Policy. Item number 7.4, PWCS 72/2025, Pine Street and Sullivan Avenue parking restrictions. At the meeting on December 9th, 2025, Council passed report PWCS 72/2025 regarding Pine Street and Sullivan Avenue parking restrictions. Okay, now we come down to section 8, community business. 8.1 would be road safety concerns on Front Street South. This item
Vikram.
is for follow-up from the last meeting. Is there any discussion?
Oh, Vikram, I'll move all the correspondence that we receive it, 7.1 to 7.4. If someone wants to second that.
Second.
Councillor D'Angelo,
okay,
I can't hear you.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just receiving for information purposes.
Generally, for the committees, we haven't been doing that, so that's okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
Thank you.
So we'll just move on to eight then.
So yeah, 8.1 is on the floor, I believe.
Yeah.
It was a follow-up from last meeting where we had the presenter, and the committee asked that this be put back on the agenda if there's any other thing to add to it or any other discussion about it.
Yes, Councillor.
I wasn't at the last meeting, so I didn't see the presentation. Is there been any follow-up on the outstanding issues that were presented? When I look at the presentation, there was like 3 of them. One was a mid-block crossing on Front Street. Number 2 was garbage blowing down Front Street. And number 3 was snow removal barriers, snow removal. Has any follow-up been done on any of that, or is there any comments maybe through staff, through Sean, regarding any of those issues?
Yeah, Mr. Sean, go ahead.
Through you, Vikram. The snow removal has certainly been something that we manage on a regular basis, and we've removed the snow more than once. We have a bunch of it piled up by the operations center. So we do our best that we can to kind of limit that. The idea of the windrows collecting over there. As for the garbage collection, again, we're working with the BIA right now to develop a memorandum of understanding between the BIA and the city to help identify the responsibility associated with picking up the garbage and how we manage that so that everybody's expectations are met. As for the mid-block crossing on Front Street, we've received no direction to move forward on that, so nothing has happened.
Yeah. So moving on to 8.2, St. David's Hill.
Well, just stepping back there, do we need direction from the committee here to look at the mid-block crossing? Like, if someone presented, I think we have to do some follow-up on that and either sort of move forward with it or not move forward with it, but give them sort of an answer if there's no answer right now. So I'm maybe looking for a bit of discussion before we move on from that point. Again, I wasn't at the last meeting, so I don't know what, if anything, was discussed regarding that. So my apologies if we're rehashing this, but I just thought we should have some sort of thought process on this or some direction to either staff or to council.
So Sean, any comments on this, Sean?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, I agree with Councillor, or through you, Vikram. I called you Mr. Mayor. Sorry about that. I agree with Councillor D'Angelo on that we should have some sort of comment on it, but I suggest that we make a recommendation to council and have them give me direction.
Oh, yeah. If that's your thoughts on it, Sean, then I'll make a motion that we look into the issues with a mid-block crossing and any financial impact, and have council or make a motion that we from the committee that we would like staff to investigate this issue a little further and report back to this committee and to council.
Yeah, we can move that motion. And all those in favor?
Hold on, I have Councillor D'Angelo moving it.
Yeah.
I need a seconder.
Okay, seconder. Okay, I can be the seconder. All
I
those
see
in favor?
Councillor DeRose has his hand
Yeah.
up.
Okay. All those in favor? Okay. So motion is passed, so we can have a further discussion on this as advised by Councillor.
And if I may, just that it'll be that the Road Safety Committee asks council to direct staff to report on this issue, the mid-block crosswalk.
Excuse me, exactly. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
Okay.
Okay. So moving on to the next section 8.2, St. David's Hill. This item is also a follow-up from the last meeting. Is there any update or any discussion on this particular point? On the
Quite
last
quickly, which one are we on? I'm sorry. I got about
8.2, St.
Okay.
David's Hill. The council had recommended the staff investigate options for restricting transport trucks on St. David's Street and report back to the committee. Sean, it's your department, so
Yes, we will review that. Again, we take the direction from council, so this recommendation is going to council. And once we get direction from council, then we will absolutely move forward on it.
okay. Councillor Angela.
Yeah, what I was going to suggest on that is I know there's a lot of work that's going to be done on restructuring St. David's, especially where it meets Town Line Road. There's work being done there. Can that report sort of come back as we move through that process, Sean?
Certainly we could, yes.
Because I know there's going to be some road reconfiguring at that point in time, which might impact trucks. Again, I'm not sure exactly what area of St. David's. It says St. David's Hill, but the hill goes all the way from Ormond Street all the way up to Town Line Road. Basically, it's an uphill climb. So I'm not sure what this section entailed into where you want to restrict the flow of truck transports. And then plus we're also opening up Town Line Road later or at some point in time here. I know they're working on that construction, so that'll impact truck traffic also. So maybe comprehensively looking at that, not just specifically coming back with a report just with this, but looking at how the road structure is going to be altered there and what is the best method of flowing traffic through those areas.
Certainly we will do that.
Yes, Tona.
Oh, sorry. I think I was the one who first mentioned the heavy trucks at that intersection.
Yep.
So as I've mentioned, I can see that intersection from my kitchen, so I can observe what happens there. And before the four-way stop went in, there was very little heavy truck traffic coming down that hill. So it's the part between Ormond Street and Town Line Road that is very narrow. That is the most difficult part. And the worst part is right at Ormond to Front Street, because that hill is so steep. So the trucks, especially this winter, I've noticed it's really died down because trucks don't want to take the chance of trying to stop at the bottom of that hill. So that kind of limited the trucks. But when the weather is good again, I don't know what's going to happen there. The issue is, one, is that the road is very narrow, and it's difficult to get past these big trucks that are, especially if they're turning off of Pine Street. I had to back up like 10 meters to let one big truck go by, and they don't always stop at the stop sign. And there's a lot of kids use that corner to cross for going to and from school. I know that it was mentioned that well, they have to go some way, and indeed they do, but there wasn't that much traffic of big trucks on that road before the four-way stop went in. So I think they're taking advantage of the access, like easier to turn left at that corner or cross that intersection. at Ormond and St. David's, now that there's a four-way stop there. And I think that's why there was an increase in big truck traffic there. But they must have come through some way before that. So if the weight restriction was put in place for that, just that short stretch, the trucks would go back to using whatever route they had before, which is would being well established would have presumably they would have safety measures in place, or would avoid, places where kids are crossing by themselves.
Yes, Justin. Yeah, Donna, point well taken. Any comments on what Donna said, Ms. Sean?
No, through you, Vikram. No, I have no comments.
Okay. Justin?
Just FYI, this was just as a recommendation for possibly staff looking into this. If you committee wants us to be more formal and a report, then they can make that motion if they wish.
So all those, I need a mover and a mover first for this to make the report formal. Councillor?
Well, I just wanted to comment first is I know there right now there's a road closure on Front Street. So I don't know when you'd be looking at the truck traffic and how it's maneuvering around there, because right now, until you have some of that construction done, there's going to be some anomalies in how the trucks are moving around, just because anything coming up Merritt Road, it could come up Front Street and avoid that little hill. But unfortunately, that road is now closed while they're doing construction on Town Line Road. So I'm in favor of looking at that, just making sure once we have all the new roads in place and they're all open, to look at how truck traffic is flowing. That sort of makes sense. But I guess I'm just looking at delaying the report until some of these things sort of filter themselves out. I don't know, Sean, if that makes sense. Maybe if you could comment on that. Thank you.
Through you, Mr. Chairman. To Councillor D'Angelo's point, I agree that the long term is probably the more important thing, but at the same time, the short term is important as well. So what we'll do is we'll do it both times. We'll take a look at it as quickly as we can. As Donna suggested, the winter is probably not the best time, so probably we'll do it in March, April, and then we'll report back. And then we'll do it again after the construction, after the lights go in and the construction takes place.
Yeah, thank you. Justin, do we need to make a note for this separately as well?
Well, if they want council to direct staff to do a report on this, then we can. The committee can make that.
Okay.
I'll move that report. I'll move that recommendation.
And a seconder, please. Councillor DeRose, Donna. So all those in favor of the motion? Okay. So we recommend the staff to look into this business and report back to the committee in the next meeting. Thank you. So item number 8.3 is a three-way stop request. This item was added by Councillor DeRose. Yes, Councillor.
Oh, I was just going to speak to it, Mr. Chair. Sorry. Go ahead and finish what you're saying. Sorry.
Okay, no, that's it. So you can just take it up from here now.
Okay. So this, I know the region stated that, I know City Engineer Abu from Sean Dunsmore's office got a hold of me and said that I don't think the region thinks it's necessary at this time. But I got to tell you, the neighbors keep calling me about it that live right up near that corner. I drive by there a couple times a day. I have been for my whole life. I honestly think it needs a three-way stop to be safer. That's my opinion from actually living it every day. I don't know if the region, they did a traffic calming. Maybe Mr. Dunsmore can share any, like how I don't know how the region would come to that conclusion. Because even if you stood there and watched what's going on, you'd come to the conclusion that something's needed for safety. and for the residents' safety concerns to be addressed. Thank you. If I could pass it on to Sean and see if he has any input, that'd be great. I'm just speaking on behalf of the residents and for my own experience. Thank you.
Sean?
Through you, Mr. Chair, any decision of that nature by the region would warrant traffic counting and a safety evaluation. I believe they did that. I didn't see the results of it, but and the fact that Councilor DeRose is telling me that they said no is news to me. I can certainly follow up with them and make sure that we're all on the same page on that front. For everybody's knowledge, the issue there is Pine Street is a regional road at that location. Beaver Dams is a regional road when it's going to the west, but Beaver Dams to the east is actually a city road. So there's some jurisdictional issues there.
Councillor?
Yeah, we brought this up, it's got to be over a year ago that we wanted to move forward with this. So it's news to me that the regions denied this. So I would again support pushing this to council. So council requests the regions to move forward with this. It is a safety concern. I know they realigned it. We were hoping at that point in time when they did a bit of turning at the intersection there where they forced it to go a little not straight on, but a little awkward. So you have to make a bit of a jog to slow people down. I still think, and like as Councillor DeRose mentioned, the residents in that area still want it. I think it's important. There's a lot of traffic that goes there, especially with the new subdivision and the opening of the nonprofit housing that's adding more cars to that area. That's where they all come down Beaver Dams Road, turn onto Pine to get onto the highway. So there's more and more traffic coming there. So I think the region, if they said no, I think they need to revisit this. So we need to push this back to council. So council's a little bit firmer with the region to move forward with this. As Sean mentioned, it is multi-jurisdictional. We own 2 of the roads and they own 1, but we should be moving forward with this. So I support bringing it back to council and having them push it to the region.
Councillor DeRose, yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, through you. I was just going to ask Justin. I don't have the letter that was shared with me in front of me. Justin, do you have privy to it right now? Just to share the paragraph where they said what they did about it's not warranted at this time. Would you be able to? Would you have it in front of you, Justin?
I'd have to find it.
Just an email. I think it's in an email I sent you earlier today, but I'm not good at getting out of my Zoom screen and going other stuff. I probably won't be back.
Find it.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Hi, Michael. So you can take over now. Yeah, he can take over. He's smiling, but he can take over.
Pass the baton, Vikram.
Yeah, it was an email from Abu. It said that the region previously informed us that the intersection does not currently meet the technical warrants for the installation of stop signs. However, during the Pine Street construction period, I formally raised the request with the region's project manager for consideration. To date, we have not received a response. If council would like to proceed, then Abu recommended maybe formally requesting.
Yeah, I think this has to be pushed on them because I don't think they realize the severity of it. I don't, and going back to what Sean said, I don't know if they've done a traffic calming, and they've never stated that to me, so I don't know. But if we can maybe push this back at them once more to find out justification for their denying it, that would be great. Residents would be happier than just doing nothing about it. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, Michael, go ahead. Take over. Sean.
Which section are we on?
We are on 8.3, 3-way stop request.
Oh, so I just got here right at the end. Okay.
Sean, go ahead.
Could I get a recommendation from the committee to
Councillor D'Angelo?
take that to council?
Yeah, I'll make a recommendation that we support the installation of a 3-way stop at Pine and Beaver Dams Road and ask council to further discuss this and how to make it happen with the region.
So, Councillor D'Angelo, you're the mover. Who's the seconder for this? Michael?
Um,
for the
If I
rules?
could just step in, there was an attached motion to the agenda.
Right.
I don't know if that's the motion
Yes.
you would like to go with or not.
Yeah.
You want, Justin, you want to share it or I can read it?
Yeah. 1 second.
Okay, thank you.
Can you see that there?
Yep, you can see that.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll move that.
Okay, and we need somebody to second it. Councillor DeRose. So the motion, we need
Second.
all those in favor? Okay, the motion is passed. Okay, so the Road Safety Committee would recommend to the council to look into this affair. And yeah. Okay, so right, Michael. So you can take over from here regarding the roundtable discussion.
Okay, thanks, Vikram. So yeah, does anyone have any items to bring up for the roundtable discussion today? Councillor DeAngelo, go ahead.
Oh, thank you. This has been brought to me by a couple concerned citizens regarding Beaver Dams Road. I know it's a regional road, but the city of Thorold installed a dog park there, and the speed limit's still 80 kilometers right in front of the dog park entrance and exit. I think we should have the region review that to see if they can lower the speed limit. That we don't want anyone being injured trying to get out of a parking lot, because people are going pretty fast around the bend, and then it's all of a sudden the dog park's there. So I'd like to formally request the region to look at reducing the speed in that section, because once it hits DQ Road, it goes down to 50 anyways, so which isn't that far away. So if we can recommend the region to review that speed limit as quickly as possible, just to make it a safer entrance and exit from the dog park. I know it's used a lot. I drive by there quite often. There's a lot of cars entering and exiting, and we just don't want anyone getting hurt at a high-speed collision.
So from like Cottonmire to DQ kind of
Yeah,
area?
I would let the region decide how they want to reduce the speed, but the concern is the entrance and exit from the park at an 80-kilometer pace. So I don't want to put restrictions exactly where they want to. I'll let them. They're the experts. I'm not the road engineer. I just come forward with the suggestions from our citizens.
Mr. Dunsmore, you had your hand raised?
Through you, Mr. Chair, I want to talk about another item, so let's talk about this first.
Okay. Any questions or comments for the recommendation that Councillor Rose, go ahead.
Yeah, I drive by there daily myself. I was concerned about that. The only good thing going for us is that the sight line is pretty good, except on the east side, there's bushes and some small shrubs and trees that get in your, block the view, I think, of the people coming out. But I'll support this. But like I said, I think the sight line's good up until that point on the east side. And just driving that road a lot, I'd hate to see it lowered for the fact that people just want to get from that part to the 50-kilometer area on DQ quicker than. So I'm not even sure how many people would follow any suggestions, but we can look at it. It's always good to be safety first. So I'll support this. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments from the group? Justin, please go ahead.
Sorry, I thought they were going to make a motion, but I just wanted to make sure it's to formally request that the region look at this area as well. If that's what's going to be
that
made.
would be my motion, to have the region formally look at requests and how to make this safer with speed reduction as one of the options.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments on this item? Vikram, go ahead.
Councillor DeAngelo, do you recommend speed reduction in that particular area, or do you, where the exit and the entrance are, is that viable? I would not know that, how the region works around, but that could be one thing, that section of the road going in that area could have a lesser speed limit, or we could have speed humps close to that area. So Sean would be in a better position to answer how the region looks into these kind of things.
Through you, Mr. Chair, I don't think the region's going to install speed humps along a regional road like this. They may reduce the speed limit, but we can ask them to do a traffic safety study.
Okay, thanks, Sean. Any other questions or comments on this one? Okay, so Justin, I think basically we'd like to formally request recommendation to have the region review the area of beaver dams by the dog park to, reduce the speed limit if possible.
Yeah, but council formally requests the Niagara Region Review reducing the speed limit at the dog park.
Yep,
And
that sounds
I'll
good.
mention the roads.
Councilor Droz, go ahead.
Yeah, through you, Chair. Can we, in that request, can we ask them if there's, I'm sure the police, the Niagara Regional Police can inform us if there's been any accidents there, any traffic patterns. Is that possible too? I'm sure the region can easily access that information, correct? Anybody on staff? Sean, does that help you work?
Through you, Mr. Chair. Yes, the region has that data. That data is probably, the data that the region gets is probably 6 to 8 months out of date, primarily due to some privacy issues. So it may not accurately reflect the way the dog park is functioning right now, only because the dog park's only about a year old. So they will certainly look at that type of data when they just do their review.
Thank you.
Okay, can we get a mover and a seconder for passing the recommendation? Vikram.
Yeah.
I have D'Angela currently as moving it. I just need a seconder.
Okay, Vikram and DeRose. There we go. All those in favor? Okay, awesome. Mr. Dunsmore, you had your hand up previously. I believe you have a piece of business to discuss.
I just wanted to discuss the presenter that didn't show. He wanted to talk about traffic calming on Uppers and Barker. We are in the process right now of doing an assessment on the traffic there. This individual or somebody has been in contact with our department for that. So we're going to be doing that. The traffic counts are going to happen early in April, and then we'll be reporting back. Because I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that we were moving forward, regardless of that of the presentation.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Dunsmore. Councilor Danner, you have something to add?
Yeah, that area there, is that where the new school is going to be located, Sean?
The new school's a little bit further south and a little bit further east.
Okay, will that be taken into consideration when you're doing the study, that the potential impact of the school moving forward there?
Not really. We'll probably take the counts as they sit right now.
Okay.
It is going to be 2 years before the school gets there, or a year and a half before the school gets there. So we can go back and redo it after that happens, because we do want to make sure that everything is functioning properly.
Yeah, no, that's good. I just thought if there's more traffic, then it'll just add to the issues that we have right now.
Yeah,
Thank you.
apparently right now we've had one of our staff go out and sit and watch it for a while, that intersection, and apparently there's quite a bit of school bus traffic, and they're thinking about crossing guards and whatnot at that location.
Okay. Can we through the clerk, can we just notify the presenter that this action's happening so that they're aware that the city is looking at this concern that they have?
Yeah, through the chair, we can send something to him. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. So if we just note that in our minutes, that the clerk's department will reach out and let them know that there's some action being taken regarding their presentation concerns, that would be awesome.
Thanks, Justin. Vikram, go ahead.
Is this the area between between Barker and the stop between Barker and Uppers Lane? That's what we're talking about?
We're talking about the intersection of Barker and
Yeah, isn't
Upper.
there a three-way stop there?
Yes, but
Okay.
the issue seems to be the pedestrians and the fact that some people are not abiding by that stop sign. So trying to control that is part of the issue.
Okay, thanks, Vikram. Does anyone else have anything else to bring up to the roundtable today? Okay, yeah, Councilor Rose, please go ahead.
Yeah, I was getting a lot of complaints since the construction on Sullivan was going on. I guess people were taking shortcuts, and right in front of the old Thorold Clinic, it's a pharmacy clinic now, on White and Albert Street. A lot of cars were going through the stop sign, and I got calls from residents. I don't know if it's temporary just because of the construction, but if anybody has any suggestions, that would be great. You know, I don't want to panic, but I'm hoping this doesn't continue once the construction. Do we have just a question to staff? Do we have a timeline as when that construction? I know the weather has hindered its process, Sean, but is there any idea when that might get done? Just so hopefully this one will go away. I don't know.
Through you, Mr. Chair, I had this conversation with Councilor D'Angela before this meeting started, and I would suggest I'm going to say May 1st. It should be done. That should give me lots of room for lots of things to go wrong.
Sean, can you repeat yourself?
Is anybody else having a hard time hearing him?
Yes.
No, I could hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, broke out just for 10 seconds.
Okay. May 1st. Construction will be done May 1st.
Thank you.
But we can go out and look at that intersection if you would like and see what's going on.
Councilor D'Angelo, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to mention. I was just there at about 11:30 today. More of the roads are open, so the traffic flow isn't constricted to just a couple roads. So Sullivan was closed for quite a while. It says road closed, but there's still maneuverability through some of the streets. So as Sullivan gets finished, because they seem to have most of the heavy construction done on Sullivan, they're moving now to Colburn. That should help remedy the situation of cars going down Albert and down White and Albert intersection there. When I did drive there, I saw a few cars, so there's still a lot more traffic, but hopefully as the road opens up more, it'll get back to regular traffic patterns. I'm just saying it. I've seen an improvement with the signs not saying road closed everywhere, because it was a bit of a mess trying to get around around the church and around the medical pharmacy.
Councilor Rose, go ahead.
Yeah, I agree. I'm thinking it's going to change. So, in response to Sean, at this time, I wouldn't think we need to look at it. But if it continues, maybe I can keep in touch with residents that have called me. Just I hate to put staff resources where it might not be warranted. But then again, we can find out in the near future if it is. But if any other suggestions, I'm open to as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Rose. Anybody else have any items they'd like to bring up in the roundtable discussion today? I did have one question to maybe Danny and the bylaw officers. Do we know how much parking violations we enforced during the kind of the snowstorm period that we had in Thorold about a month or so ago?
Yes, Michael, through you. I can confirm that the officers issued approximately 500 snow removal violations throughout all the declared snow events since the beginning of the year.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Danny. And then, Mr. Dunsmore, do we have so I know the city does plow some of the sidewalks, right? Is there some kind of list of areas that the city would necessarily do that. Obviously, in front of bus stops would be important. But is there some kind of a list of areas that the city prioritizes?
Through you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, we're trying to get that up on to the website. I don't know if that has been successful or not yet. We were trying to get a map out there, but generally the rule is any property that's owned by the city, we plow the sidewalks in front of those, so parks and stuff like that. And then any sidewalk that we plow snow onto the sidewalk, meaning like curb face sidewalk where the sidewalk is right along the edge of the curb and we plow the snow onto it, the road snow onto it, we will also plow that so that it's cleared so that people don't have to do that. That's the general rule. Sometimes backyards too. If you have a sidewalk in your back or on the back of your backyard, we will plow that as well, such as Richmond Street.
Okay. Yeah, because I had some people talk to me about like Ormond Street. I guess it took like about 3 weeks for the snow to kind of get removed from those sidewalks. I know it's a densely populated area with senior citizens there, so I just kind of wanted to understand the city's logic on what they had to do for snow removal and kind of what the process was. So thank you for the information, Mr. Dunsmore.
Yep.
All right, last chance, guys. Anyone else? Mr. Trolls, go ahead.
Yeah, through you, Chair. Just back to Sean. Sean, I'm sure I got a lot of calls and I think I relayed them to staff, but schools are a priority, correct? Around the schools?
Of course, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I know it's just overwhelming this year. We had a lot of snow all at once, but I got several calls about that, but thank you.
Yeah, specifically where the crossing guards are is probably the number one priority. Okay.
The residents were complaining to me about on the way, like Richmond, Sullivan, but I think they got cleared up eventually. Just you can only do so much with that amount of snow.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and I want to be clear that some of those locations are we expect the private residents to shovel their sidewalks.
And on that, I have one more question. People were asking me if there's a fire hydrant on their property or at their house. I assume they're supposed to clear it around it. Is that correct? Maybe that'd be to Danny or Sean. If whoever can answer, it'd be great.
Yes, through your chair, the bylaw is explicit about that, and yes, the residents are expected to clear their the area around the hydrants.
What is it, Danny? 3 by 3 or roughly, or?
I can't confirm that exactly, but I can reference the bylaw where it speaks to that. If you'd like, I can share that with you at a later
Yeah,
point.
send me a copy when you get. No rush. Thank you. But I do have a couple of residents asking me that question. I told them to do it anyway because I wasn't sure, and I think it's just safety to do it. So that's thank you, Danny. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Councilor DeAngelo, go ahead.
Just is that communicated to the residents that have a fire hydrant in front of their house? Do we communicate that at all? Either through bylaw or through fire department?
Through your chair, bylaw does not communicate it. However, we did receive several calls over the past couple of weeks requesting some clarification, which we did provide over the phone to those residents who requested that.
Okay, is that something maybe we should speak to the fire chief in terms of doing more of a promotional communication so that people are aware that they need to help out by clearing the fire hydrants that are in front of their house? Again, I wasn't aware of that myself, so I don't have a fire hydrant in front of my house, but others that do may not even be aware of that, so they're not doing that. So if again, maybe you could have that discussion with the fire chief and see if there's any way of communicating that to the residents specifically that have fire hydrants, not across the board, but more targeted. Might be helpful.
Yeah, that's something we can do.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Danny. Anyone else like to bring something up today? Going once, going twice, sold. Okay. All right. So the next meeting will be held on April 8th at 2026 at usual 4 p.m. And if there's no further business, the meeting is now adjourned at 4:50 p.m. February 18th, and go Canada go. Thanks, guys.